Yo, all right, what's up, man? So, guys, gals, men, women, dogs, cats, ducks, non-binary people alike, we have gold smashing through its resistance, a breakout imminent. Gold breakout already happened, let's be real. But if you're new, like the breakout is continuing, right? If you haven't watched my channel, you already know what time it is. We are going to talk about gold. We're going to talk about silver, Bitcoin, the S&P, the NASDAQ, okay? NASDAQ and S&P, the stock market in general, has like at least 5% downside from here if we break these supports that we are sitting on right now, man. Silver has massive resistance above us that I'm going to outline for you. Gold has almost no resistance all the way up to $5,000, and Bitcoin has almost no resistance up to about $84,000 to $85,000. That's where I feel like we are going to reject next, okay? Now, Bitcoin is running into a resistance as we speak, and it's a resistance we've been talking about for, I don't know, at least a week, right? And it upheld it the last time. Is it going to uphold it again? It's for sure going to try, right? And if the S&P and the NASDAQ roll over, that might be the catalyst that pushes gold and Bitcoin even higher, okay? Because we've seen a decoupling of Bitcoin. S&P, NASDAQ, they tanked. Bitcoin didn't care, okay? So we have seen a little bit of a decoupling. Doesn't mean that it's actually guaranteed to happen. One thing, public service announcement. If you have assets, I think everybody knows this by now. If you have assets you want me to look at, drop them in the comments section. I'm going to try to get through gold, silver, S&P, NASDAQ, Bitcoin faster. That way we can take more people's requests, because last time we had like 6 more requests that people wanted me to do, and we didn't have time. We ran out of time. We were running up on an hour. So if you have any TA that you want me to do, pick out whatever it is that your top asset that you want, and I will do it live. And we'll do it in less than 2 minutes because we've automated this system. Our system is incredibly accurate, right? If you've been watching long enough, you know. We have a cheat code in the game, which is the Alpha Intelligence Indicators. It's right here, right? This logo right here. Remember the name. Remember the name, because you're in when this thing is very small and just starting. Like literally, we're like a week into telling people live about this. Mark my words, man. Mark my words. Stuff's going to get crazy. Alpha Intelligence is going to pop, and you're going to start hearing a lot more about it from a lot of different people. So let's get straight into the charts. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do. And everybody, please drop your requests in the comments section. Put me to the test, man. Give me something crazy that you think that I can't possibly do TA on, something that I couldn't have possibly prepared for, something that my indicators could not possibly predict, and I bet you it predicts them. Let's talk about it. All right, into the charts. Gold. Okay, so we got to zoom out on gold. We're just going to go to the 4-hour chart, actually. We're just going to go to the 4-hour chart on gold. We'll show you what's happening. Okay, we're going to actually look at this really quickly. This is where we're at right now. We're at about 47.25-ish, okay? Let's turn off naked VWAP, naked POC suite really quickly, and I'll show you what we're working with, right? You want to see my order blocks? I'm going to whip my order blocks out on you, baby. Okay, so this was our resistance, right? It was 47.36. We actually took out that entire order block, okay? And if anybody, just really quickly, if anybody's telling you that something else moves the markets that's not volume, that's not velocity of volume, that's not mathematics, that can't be mathematically shown, proven, back tested, any of that stuff, run the other way. If they're like, seriously, and I think you guys all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to, dump on anybody for it. But once you learn what really runs the market and what really rules the market, and spoiler alert, these indicators literally show you and plot it for you. It's like you're looking at the markets in 5D after you finally figure it out, and then a whole new world opens up to you, and an entirely inherently higher probability of profitability opens up to you because you're trading via a systematic rules-based like strategy that actually works and has a high win rate and has a high success rate and has a high risk to reward rate. So in any case, this is what we needed to break down right here. We wicked above it. We're on it right now. If we get our pullback, I would like to see our pullback to either 4,600, right? Or 4,450 bounce. That's all I want to see. I want to see one of those two levels. Actually, you could go 3 here, right? Because there's an order block right here at 45, and then there's 4,450, which is right about here. Boom. That's where I would want to see my pullback at, to be honest with you, okay? Other than that, 4,900 to $5,100 is where you're coming. I'll show you a little bit more granular on the 1-hour chart if we can zoom out just a second. Watch this. This is nuts. Gold breaks 47.50, like with a strong break. 5K, baby. 5K to 51.50. That's where you're coming, okay? Period. Now, the one thing I want you to be aware of is this, and we're going to zoom in for this. We're going to go to the 4-hour chart, zoom in just a bit, and I'm going to show you something. We're going to pull order blocks and alpha structure off of here, and we're just going to pull up the naked VWAP and naked POC. Sweet. Actually, we're going to leave order blocks on. I think it gives you good context. You have a naked daily POC and a naked daily VWAP up here with 124,000 in volume. This has only got 1.4K volume, but you also have a naked weekly and a naked daily POC right here with over 30,000 in contract volume on it. So all of that to say, at almost exactly 4,800, you're probably going to see price stop and pull back a little bit and then move its way up to 4,875 to $4,900 into this order block right here. Then you'll probably see another, this is what'll probably happen. You'll probably see another pullback here. Nice little quick stop here, right? And then you're moving up to here. Okay. Why? Let me show you. Well, let me tell you. If you don't understand what a naked level is, it's just basically a level that was printed in the past that's giving you insight into where institutions positioned, and it has not been previously touched. So let's just give an example. VWAP. VWAP is volume weighted average price. I'm not going to teach too terribly much on this. If you go to my stream that happened on Friday, the last stream that's right before this, it's the live video that's going to be under this in my live section. Masterclass on the indicators, masterclass on naked levels, masterclass on order blocks, masterclass on alpha structure, market structure, right? Go watch that video. Seriously, highly recommend it. VWAP is volume weighted average price. It's basically telling you the average price that institutions positioned at over a certain period of time, whether it's a daily VWAP, a weekly VWAP, monthly VWAP, whatever, right? And the exact price that they did that at, weighted by volume. So basically it's telling you, if you were to go and break in, right, into an institution's trading desk, you somehow hacked it, you were able to pull up their live positions on gold, it would be showing you, like, on this day, this is the price that we, basically our average order would be at. So that's why these naked levels matter so much, the naked levels that are in between the 4,900 and where we're at right now. That's why they matter so much. And the reason is because that's where institutions were positioned right here, right here, right here, right here, days and weeks in the past. So if they were positioning back here, right, short, then what do you think is going to happen when they get back up here? Well, if they were, there's one of 3 options, right? Either they just say, nope, screw it, we're just going to give the level up, or you're going to see them reject it because they are defending their positions if they're still open. But if they're not open, right, then they are telling you back here that they were okay shorting there. So what would be the thing that changes and stops them from wanting to short again here, at least for the short term, before they push it up again? Nothing. They're going to want to short here again, most likely. They're going to want to short here again, most likely, and here, right? So that's why these naked levels matter. Now, what's a naked POC? I'm going to explain that to you just really quickly. POC is the exact level during a day, a week, or a month. So daily POCs is a day session. Weekly POC is a weekly session, right? An entire trading week where the most shares traded, okay? Basically meaning that at this exact price point is where institutions traded the most shares or contracts at that exact price. So that's telling you this is where they're wanting to position. If you're under it, they obviously position short. If you're above it, they obviously position long. That's why the naked POCs and the naked VWAPs matter so much, because that's showing you the institutional footprint of what happened back here, right? And so are the order blocks. The order blocks are showing you that exact same thing as well. In any case, 4,600, 4,500, 4,450. I don't want to see us go under this 12-hour low. I do not want to see us under 43.50, because if we do, we're probably coming down here. I'm going to be honest with you. I make bold predictions all the time. Gold's not going back down to 4K. It's just not happening. Your chance at 4K, I was screaming it. I was screaming it. Your chance at 4K is long gone, my friends. It's long gone, my friends. We actually took that trade in Nordic Alpha. We took this trade. Where's it at? I got to go to my old trades folder. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's not this one. We've taken too many trades, man. Like, I got to try and find this trade. Look at all those trades that we've taken. These are just all successfully hit trades. We took this trade, called the bottom. Took this trade, called the bottom. We actually took this trade twice because you got the swing failure pattern here. You just recycled it, and it called the exact bottom. Bang, bang, right? So obviously, you kind of see where I'm going with it. We were just waiting for the swing failure patterns to happen with the opposing divergence. Boom, it called the bottom on it. It never retested it. It's all good, and 4K is a thing of the past, my friends. Now, let's talk about silver. Silver, it really needs to uphold right here. In my opinion, it needs to uphold 68 bucks, 67, call it 67.80, right? Now, do you have support in between here and there? Yeah, you do. You've got a naked daily VWAP, you got a naked daily POC, naked weekly VWAP, naked daily VWAP right here. Are any of these going to hold up? Maybe, right? You probably could come down to about 67, 66.50 to 67 bounce. But ultimately, if you lose that, you're coming down to 64 bucks. So what do I want to see? One of these three things happen. You uphold 68, you uphold 66.50, or you're coming all the way down to about 64, and that's where you will start moving back up. Okay, now here's the problem that silver's running into, which is inherently different than gold, okay? Silver has a 10 order block set here with $1.6 billion worth of short volume that happened here. And dude, like, it's going to be hard to move through this. This is 10 different time frames that are all agreeing that there was massive short volume from all the way back here that accumulated. You can see it right here and right here. And even if you get through this, right, watch what happens. You still have short volume here, short volume here, short volume here, and short volume here. So even if you do somehow get through this, this is 73, call it 74 bucks. At 75.50, you have a little bit of resistance. 77, you have a little bit of resistance. 78.50, and then 81. Once you get up above 82 right here, I mean, you're probably flying to about $87, okay? So in my opinion, silver is going to receive a massive, massive amount of resistance right here at about $70 almost exactly, maybe 71, okay? So let the indicators zoom in and do what they do, and we'll show you. Light my cigar, light my cigar. It already did it. It didn't even allow me to light my cigar fast enough. I'd call it $73, but to be honest with you, once you get up above 71.70, you're looking pretty good to start moving up to about 74 bucks, okay? Because then you're only going to have one order block with 23,000 in volume. Now, don't get me wrong, 23,000 in volume on silver futures is massive volume, but is it as big a volume as all of this right here? No. So once you get through 71.65, 71.70, you're probably going to be pumping up to about $74. Now, Bitcoin, this is its resistance right here. This is all it comes down to right here. Boom, boom, right? And again, Alpha Intelligence, as usual, calls the bottom of Bitcoin with the opposing divergence, right? As you can see, boom, perfect entry, bang. right into the order block, 58,000, called the exact bottom of it, and you were able to catch the exact bottom of Bitcoin. And look, it took you right up to the massive resistances, right? So we pumped here, boom, and it just went right into this order block, rejected. Now it's right back into it, right? So this is a very simple and easy system. All you do is you short at the order block, you place your stop outside of the order block, and then you target the next order block. It's that simple. It truly is really that simple, right? You do this on any asset, right? Check this out. Put your stop there, target here, right? Or you can put your stop all the way up here and target this for like a 1-to-1 risk to reward, 1.5, call it 1.5 to 1.6 risk to reward. Look at this. You come down here into this order block, boom. You can even place your stop loss outside of the lows here or under the naked daily view up. You're pushing it up to here, 2x risk to reward. It's that simple. It's that easy. Same thing here, right? You go long, place your stop loss outside of this order block set, boom, right here, targeting the ones up. 7x risk to reward, meaning for every dollar that you risk or every $100 you risk, you make $700, dude. Absolutely insane. So anyways, check this out. I'm not saying that you need to be doing this, right? I'm saying you need to get the indicators and try it. But look at that, 2.5x risk to reward. You enter here, your stop is here. It's very clear entry, exit, stop loss criteria. Very simple system. What I would like to see is I would like to see those swing failure patterns, which that's what this is, right? Those little triangles. I would like to see those triangles come inside of this box with the opposing divergence like we saw down here, and you saw how big that move was, right? If I'm shorting, that's what I want to see. I want to see the triangle come inside of the box on that time frame. I don't have to have the opposing divergence, but I would like to, okay? And you can kind of see how well these order blocks work, right? Look at this. Created the order blocks here, kind of went up, boom, bounced from it, boom, baby, boom. Absolutely insane. Everybody else here, you want to know what's hilarious? Let's zoom it in. Well, we don't have to zoom it in. You know what everybody else was saying here? What does that look like? Oh, dude, it's an inverted cup and handle, man. It's an upside down cup and handle. We're probably coming down here to friggin' $59,000 again. Boom. Wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. Why? Because what those people don't understand, because they're making kindergarten drawings on charts that aren't, and markets that aren't run by kindergartners, right? They're run by algorithms and quants and geniuses that understand that volume and the velocity of the volume is all that matters in the market, and those calculations go into that. Retail thought this was an upside down cup and handle, right? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I literally saw people saying this. And then boom, they're like, oh yeah, it's going to go down. Bang, right? But the alpha intelligence people knew that wasn't going to happen because we were going to bounce from this support. This is what it is, okay? So ultimately, once you get up above here, you get up above about $81,000, here's where you're going. $84,000 right here to the monthly and the 12-hour highs, right? 83.6 to $85,000, right? Once you get through that, dude, if you get through this, you don't have any resistance up to about $90,000, $91,000, all the way to 96. And then once you get through that, dude, it gets even wilder, man. I mean, obviously you have your naked levels here and stuff, but look at this. This is insane, dude. You have essentially no resistance until you get up here to 116. And I'm not saying you're not just going to leg up. Obviously you have resistances, right? And I'll show you those resistances. It's all the naked levels, right? But ultimately 116, man, that's pretty insane. So what do I need to see? What do I want to see? What's it called? Bitcoin do? I would like to see it come down here and uphold the $84,000 or $74,000 level. And at worst, I would like to see it uphold 70 right here. Boom. So you got two scenarios, right? If you get the rejection here, bounce or bounce. That's what I want to see. Otherwise, you're coming back down to 64. Just being honest, okay? S&P, look at that. The perfect exact trade that we always talk about, the triangle inside of the box. If you have the indicators, you know what time it is, right? Because I train you on this as soon as you come in. So not only do you like get the indicators, you also get access the second that you subscribe, and you get access for $7. You can try it for $7 for 7 days. It's insane. And we have so many examples of people literally printing money in their first 7 days. Oh, you know, I made $1,500. I made $800 here, right? That's in their first 7 days. This guy, where was it at? There's a bunch of these, right? I made $1,100 today, blah, blah, blah. There's just an insane amount of people that are printing. You go into the post your profits. Bang, this guy just took a massive trade on order blocks, right? Absolutely insane, dude. Wow, silver down by about 23%. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, this is my point. When you get the indicators, not only do you get the indicators and you get a full system, but you get trained 100% on the system immediately. You come in and you watch 20 minutes worth of videos if you want to. You don't have to. And you get trained on every single indicator, period. What is it doing? What is it telling you? Why does it matter? And then you get 5 strategies the second that you come in. It's like an hour's training, and it shows you the exact strategy that I'm about to show you, right? Like, and it shows you how to interpret it. Dude, bullish divergence, triangle inside of the box, push up, bullish divergence, right? Very simple trade. Calling that bounce point on the S&P. Massive support here. Massive support here on the S&P, right? There's 300,000 in contract volume here. There's 500,000 in contract volume here. This is where it gets nasty, though. First off, you got to get up above 76.82. Once you get there, you're probably coming to about 77.20. This would be a great trade. Okay, this would be a great trade. Say you enter on the next candle, as you should. You place your stop loss in one of 2 places. Outside of the swing failure patterns bottom, which is under that, where that triangle's wick is, right? Or outside of the order block, and guess what? You take it right up to the next order block. That simple. Triangle inside of box pointing up, divergence. You trade in the direction of the triangle pointing, and then you target next box up. Like, it's that simple. It's that simple of a strategy. 2.5x risk to reward. These things happen all day, every day. It's insane. Okay, now, here's the problem with the S&P. You lose 76.25, guess what? You're coming to 7,600. You lose 7,600, guess what? You're going to come down here to probably 7,550. You lose that, you're coming to $7,300. You know how big of a drop that is from where we're at right now? 5%, my friends, 5% down to $7,300. There's huge, huge downside on the S&P right now, and the same exact downside on NASDAQ. So you lose this level, 76.25, you're probably coming down to about 75.50. You lose that, $7,300 is in the cards. Now, if you get up here to 77.20, and then you can somehow get up above 77.50, you're probably coming to about 77.90, and then pushing up towards the all-time highs. Okay, that's what it is on the S&P right now. Now, again, this just shows you how much this thing prints. You got your order block right there, right? Very simple, massive support here, 115,000 in contracts. Caught the bid on the S&P correlated market, right? S&P bounces, NASDAQ probably going to bounce, right? NASDAQ hits, order blocks, boom, starts pushing up. That's that, right? Now, here's the other thing that you're going to need to take into account. NASDAQ has a bunch of resistance right here, and right here. You get up above that, 29.7, you're probably coming up to about $30,100. But look at all the resistances that are stacked here. That's why I'm saying it's much more likely that the road here is paved easier to the downside down to about $27,000 than it is back to the upside and to get back up to $31,000. Guess what the level that needs to hold in order for that to happen is? 28.8. If you lose that, you're coming down to 28.3. You lose that, $27,000 and an over 6% drop on the NASDAQ. Does that make sense to everybody? Like, do you, and please ask me in the comments section if this doesn't make sense. We're going to smash through the comments here in just a second. But like, I'm going to give you examples and show you how these order blocks hold up, how market structure, like shows you how this is going to happen and all of the, like, it predicts all of this. The indicators predict all of this. And it's awesome. And it works on gold, silver, Bitcoin, the S&P, it works on NASDAQ, it works on futures, it works on commodities, oil, energy, natural gas, whatever you want. It works on Forex, it works on all crypto pairs, it works on stocks, it works on indexes, it works on literally everything. And the reason why it works on everything, and it's not a niche thing, right? Like some indicators are like, oh, this is just a crypto indicator. No. This indicator is a system. It is a full trading system. And the only thing that matters inside of the markets is what this is tracking. And that is the institutional volume. Is there institutional volume on the market that you're trading? Great. These things work for it. Go try them out. Drop it in the chat. Drop whatever asset you want me to look at in the chat right now. And we're going to rip through it in the next 35 minutes. I'm going to rip through so many friggin' assets. I'm going to blow your mind how fast I can rip through these assets because this thing automates my charts in such a way that makes it so beneficial and so easy, makes your trading so easy, makes your technical analysis so easy, makes your day so easy. You literally just pull up the charts. It's insane. So anyways, let's talk about it. I'm going to show you a couple times. Like we obviously know, just really quickly, we obviously know the indicator's called the bottom on gold, right? And it even gave you the opportunity to get in here because of the order blocks. It gave you the opportunity to get in here because of the order blocks, right? It gave you the opportunity to get in right here because of the order blocks. It gave you the opportunity to get in right here because of the order blocks. You could literally just follow the trend, right? It's that simple. It also called the bottom, surprise, surprise. Let's zoom out. Let it load, baby. We can go to the 4-hour chart too. That way it's easier to zoom out. Look at how many times this thing called the bottom, right? On the 4-hour chart, right? Let's go back to the 1-hour chart. Just being honest, man. I'm just being honest. That's all that come down to. Watch, on the 1-hour chart, it's going to call the bottom here too. And it's going to call the bottom here too. Just watch. Just wait. Oh, these order blocks, they were already mitigated. You have to click the hit order blocks section in order to see those. But in any case, doesn't matter because even once the bottom came in, guess what? You still had the opportunity to get in like 1,000 times over, right? Look at this. You created the order blocks right here. You tagged into them. You created the order blocks right here. You tagged into them, right? Created the order blocks right here. Created the order blocks right here. That's that. And then it's basically calling the exact top right now where you're going to receive the rejection and then potentially the support right here. Boom. For you to get the trend continuation, right? Now you've got massive resistance above you. I totally get that. We also, let me show you. Called the bottom on Bitcoin. Called the top on, what's it called? S&P, right? Called the top on the S&P. Bang. Called the bottom on the S&P. Tagged right into the order block, right? Even back here, even more, right? Called the top on the NASDAQ. Perfect. Textbook. Entry and exit, right? Boom. Straight into the order block. Bang. Now it's blasting, right? It's just is what it is, man. Calls the tops and bottoms. So let's get into the chat. Let's see what we got. And we'll start doing some TA on these other assets, right? Good morning, Wolfman. Dude, hazardous. Appreciate you showing up, man. We've got 4 dozen people in the chat across all platforms, Twitter and Facebook. Not Facebook, YouTube. Boom. All right, we've got Aave. We've got the one cloudless. We've got Aave first. Aave first. No problem. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to present my screen. All right. Aave. Let's get it done. Let's get it done, baby. Okay, so Aave first. Easy money. I'm assuming you're wanting the actual Aave, like Aave USD. We're going to have to go to like the 4-hour or the 12-hour chart most likely on this because we're so far outside of everything right now. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's the skinny on Aave. You really don't have much in terms of resistance through here. Your first big resistance is going to be 168 to 179. So you got a $10 range here. You've got a pretty decent order block here. You've got a 4-hour order block right here. You've got an 8-hour order block right here. Okay. Let's turn off these naked levels really quickly and we'll bring those up if we need to. But from here, you've broken down all resistance, right? Dude, 100% uptrend. Absolutely insane. Okay. So I'm looking at 169 to 180. Once you get above that, this ain't going to hold up. You're probably coming to $200 to $207. You'll probably front run it a little bit. Like what'll probably happen is this, get a rejection. You might stop, like hold price here, and then you'll probably move up through here. Okay. So where are your supports at? Well, let's zoom in and see it. Oh my gosh. And spoiler alert, we're going to go to the 1-hour chart for this because we can get more granular now that we're zoomed in. We don't have to zoom out as much. Okay, first major level of support is right here. It's not going to be a huge level of support. Like you got 48,000 in contract volume here. I mean, this is like 5 mil in support. Your real support is going to be right here at the 4-hour and the 1-hour lows, okay, which you can see right here from the Alpha Intelligence Alpha Structure Suite tells you that. Second to that, you have an order block set right here. So this is your support 112. Once you get under 106, you're probably coming to about 100. And then once you lose that, you're probably coming to about $92. Okay, so what would I like to see if I'm bullish on Aave, which is why I assume that you're trying to figure out? I would like to see a bounce from about 125 or 112. Okay. Once you get outside of 120, almost $120.75, you're really not doing much until you get 112. Okay. That's your next kind of like longing opportunity. Obviously, if you have the indicators, you'll have all these levels on your chart, so you know exactly what to do. But yeah, I mean, can you try the long here? Right? Yeah, you could, right? Can you try the long here? For sure, right? Yeah, you could. Can you try the long here? Stop loss outside of it? Yeah, of course you could. So ultimately, that's what I'm seeing on Aave, man. That one's pretty cut and dry. That was super simple. ELF and cake, brother Ortho, Kanye. I got to give you the media asset, man. You got to give you the media asset.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. Bro, I'm asking you ain't been doing the education. Bro, you ain't been doing the education. Kanye.
I assume you want ELF, EL Financial Corporation Limited on TSX. If that's not what you want, drop it in the chat and I'll pull up something else. But you're literally in support right now, dude. Like you're literally in support right now. Here's the thing. This thing doesn't move much, okay? Now, here's the other thing. Nice order blocks here. This is just showing you how these things work, right? Nice order block set here, comes up, tags right into it, pushes, right? Nice order block set right here. That's your first order block. This is your last set of order blocks. Guess what it does? Comes right down into it, tags up, comes right down into it, tags up. It's coming right down into it again, and then it tagged up one more time right there. Okay, so let's zoom in. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Elf Beauty. Okay, we don't need to worry about it then. See how easy it is, though, for me to just kind of run through these assets and go to a new asset because this all loads for me in like 3 seconds. Absolutely insane. Okay, so Elf Beauty, first resistance right here, 113. You got about $10 upside here, but I'm not saying that you should be longing here at the top, okay? 113 to 115, that's your first level of resistance, right? Second level of resistance is going to be from 117 to 123. So you got about a $5 range there. Once you get up above 122.50, you're probably coming into the 130s, and then you're going to start receiving more resistance, right? Now, obviously, get the indicators on your chart so that you can kind of follow along with this stuff. But let me show you how well this works on stocks too, because this is going to be insane. You can already see it. I don't have to point much out because you're going to just see it graphically represented on the chart as it sits right now. But essentially what I'm seeing on Elf Beauty is you got your order blocks, right? You got your order blocks that printed right here. And then guess what, right? These are your first order block set. Price came right down into that order block, pumped, right? Then you created another order block set right here. Guess what happened? The triangle inside of the box called the bottom. Guess what? Another order block set right here. Price tagged right into it. Boom, blasted. Order block set right here. Price tagged into it. Boom, blasted, right? Order block set right here. This big set right here. Price tagged into it. Blasted. Same thing here. Same thing here. Pretty cut and dry. Now, let's talk about the, you could have caught this trend like 17 different times is my point. Just by having the Alpha Intelligence order blocks suite on your chart and having alpha structure where you knew that everything was in an uptrend. So you're only looking for pullbacks into the order blocks to catch that long-term or that short-term and long-term trend alignment to the upside. Okay, so where do you want to uphold right now? You want to uphold these 1 hour, 15-minute, 30-minute lows and this 4 order block set at $98.14 up to $100.40. You got a $2 support right here. Once you get past that, this will shift market structure to the downside. My guess is you'll be coming down to about $92 to $93. You don't want to see that happen. I would want to uphold $98. Otherwise, you're coming down here to 92. Once you lose $82, bro, you're coming down into the low 70s and mid 60s. Okay, so you got to watch out for this. So now you know where the resistances and supports are. What was the other one you wanted to see? Because I know that, is this cake on the stock market? Comment, let me know if this is cake. I think you were saying it was on the stock market. You weren't wanting to see pancake swap. You were wanting to see Cheesecake Factory, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Cheesecake Factory. Now, again, without the indicators, dude, you are Donna Goodo.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
And you're not innocent because I'm telling you about it right now. So just, get with it, guys. And I'm not saying that you guys are dumb. I'm just saying, like, get the indicators and you'll see everything that I see. You'll be able to pick this out, all this stuff out a mile away, dude. It's absolutely insane. You're literally playing 5D chess whenever you have this against everybody, right? Look at how well this works, right? You've got the order blocks that printed right here. Guess what? Price came boom, boom, right back into it. Then you had the order blocks that printed right here. Guess what? Same exact thing. Boom, price came into it. Boom, price came into it. And then guess what? Boom, price came into it yet again, right? Then called the top here, shorted, right? Right to the order block. Called the top here, shorted, boom, right? Absolutely insane. Look at this one right here, though. This is the good one. The triangle inside of the box, right? With prices going down, RSI going up. That is your textbook. That was the bottom. Like it's literally calling the bottom. It's not saying like this is the exact bottom since forever. It's just saying we ain't going below this level and we're about to pump majorly. And that's pump it did, my friends. Pump it did. Absolutely called the bottom on that. Blasted. Order blocks. Absolutely insane, dude. Like it doesn't get better than that. Now, your first resistance right here. from 116.30 to about 118.30, so a $2 resistance. Where's your first level of support going to be? Right here. 106 to about 105. Okay. This is not going to be a huge level of support, in my opinion. You're going to blast through this and you're probably going to come down somewhere around here. Now, here's the problem. If you come into this order block set, you're breaking market structure on the 15, the 30, and the 1 hour chart, right? So you're probably going to blast through that and you're going to be coming down here to about $88. So ultimately, what do you want to uphold? Bro, you got to uphold that 102. You got to uphold 102 right now. And it's doing it, right? It's doing it. It's got a nice pump up, but watch, whenever you get into this resistance, watch for that rejection, and then you can kind of see where we're going from there, right? Dude, is this thing at like all-time highs or something? Basically. Yeah, it is. Dude, okay. That's pretty insane. Now, where's your resistance on top of that? I'll show you. I'm not going to get into the deviation zones. I'm just going to show you where the resistance is and where the support's going to be. Oh my gosh. Boom. See what I'm saying? Your support right there, $92. That's your deviation zone 2. Your resistance, first one's going to be at 122. Second one's going to be at 129. All right. That's that. That's it. That's that. Please look at Wing. Please look at Tesla. Please look at Baba. Please look at MicroStrategy and SpaceX. Thanks, Drew. Hard work paying off. Excited to see you pop off. I appreciate you, man. Cup got handled. You're talking about on that chart that we were sharing. Drew, having your indicators is like owning a money printer. Best indicators I've ever used by far. Not even close. Complete no-brainer. Keeping them past the trial period. Probably, most likely, Justin, if you keep trading, you'll probably keep these indicators for life. Preach the alpha intelligence word. The gospel is in. Chart in queue. Already did that. Greg Swanson. Rewind the track. Elf Beauty. You did that. We did that. Cheesecake Factory. Do I have a paid account on TradingView to use the software? Is there a tutorial to set up the order blocks? Okay. Actually, that's a really good question. No, you do not have to have a paid plan on TradingView. You don't. You can use up to 2 indicators for free on TradingView. If I was you, I would use order blocks and alpha structure. That's it, right? That's all I would use if I was on the free trial. Now, if you want to use all the indicators all at the same time, it's not necessarily necessary, in my opinion. I use naked VWAP, naked POC as like confluence tools after I find trades on using order blocks and alpha structure. $12.95 is their base level plan where you can have up to 5 indicators on your chart, which will cover you for more than what's available on Alpha Intelligence because you get 4 indicators with Alpha Intelligence. So worst case scenario, you're paying $13, right, a month. Probably worth it, but you can just try it on the free trial and see how well it goes. You do not need to set up the order blocks. It's already done. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. All you have to do is whenever you get the order block suite, all you're going to do is add it to your charts, and you're going to see this. There's no setup. You don't have to do anything. Now, is there a tutorial? 1000% there is a tutorial, my friend. Check this out. You're going to see my big ugly mug on the website. Tutorials, there's like 7 of them here, right? Alerts engine tutorial, how to set alerts, alpha structure, naked POC, naked VWAP, order blocks, suite tutorial. It tells you everything, man. Every setting inside of the indicators, you're going to see how to use those settings. And then also on top of that, as soon as you subscribe, once you come in, you're going to get immediately sent to the dashboard, the customer dashboard. You're going to have access to all of my proprietary strategy trainings, right? Where it's like, there's 5 of them. I'm making 2 more right now that I'm going to add. And then you get trained on every single indicator, like what it's showing you, what it's telling you, why it matters, all that good stuff. Yeah, clean signal, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good thing about Alpha Intelligence, man, is it gives you clear entry, exit, and stop loss criteria. Like, I think it's pretty clear here. like if you're going to enter here, logically, where's your stop loss? Right here, because you don't have any more support until you get down here, right? So your stop loss is there. Where's your logical take profit? Right there. This is on Cheesecake Factory, right? So if I was going to enter a trade based off of the indicators, this is my trade. 4x risk to reward, anybody? Yeah, hell yeah. Sounds good, dude. So we'll rip through. Hey, Drew, can you give a detailed setup for alerts on your videos of the trading strategies? And if you did already, direct me to it, please. No, I will not do that because that is going to bore the shit out of people, and people are already there. And actually what I just showed you right here, alert engine tutorial, baby. It's already there for you. So no, I'm not going to bore people on YouTube doing it, but you can absolutely get that information 100%. We thought of everything, man. Like I already got all this stuff set up for you guys. So I'm not going to waste people's time on the stream doing it. Does it work on the 1 minute charts? I scalp on the 5 minute, 1 minute charts. What? You want to find out? I don't recommend using it in like perpetuity on the 1 minute chart. Let's just go to gold. Let's just go to gold. I would use it on the 3 minute and 5 minute charts the most, and then use the 1 minute chart as your entry, right? But of course it works on the 1 minute charts, man. Of course it works. Look at this. You'd already scalped 2 times. Bang, bang, right? Look, it called the top right here. Called the top. Boom, right? You'd have scalped this twice. Bang, bang, right? You came very close to that order block here. Now, here's the reason why, and I'm going to show you, give me like, okay, so you see how the order blocks disappeared just now? That's because a new candle printed. So here's the difference in between these indicators and everybody else's indicators. And then we're going to get into the TA for everybody else, okay? These indicators are real and they're not fake, and they're not like, they're printing in real live environments, not back testing, not screen shares, not replay mode. They calculate. Every single calculation happens the second a new candle prints, right? So right now, we are about to close this candle in 16 seconds. So when that candle closes, it is going to pop down the indicators like the order block set. Why? Because it's going to have to recalculate now because it has a new piece of data on the 1 minute chart, which is that. So you're going to see it recalculate. As you can see, it pop down, and then it's going to pop back up 5 seconds later and show you because it recalculated everything. Okay, so just know that. I mean, you can scalp on the 1 minute chart. You see it works on the 1 minute chart, but I would say, yeah, the 3 minute chart, 3 minute chart for your setups, 5 minute chart for your setups, entries, 1 minute chart, baby. You know how to do it. You're a scalper, right? You know how to do it. Because you would have gotten 2 trades on the 1 minute chart already from that. So let's get back to the hourly chart. Let's go run through everybody else's stuff. Okay, you wanted wing. Is that wing stop? Yep. Ooh, this thing is nasty, bro. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. This thing's basically at all-time lows, damn near. I mean, you're bouncing from support right now, bro. You're bouncing from support. Literally, you got to uphold this right here. 107, ultimately. But, I mean, you're bouncing from support right here. You created the order block. You bounced. You came into the next order block. You rejected, right? Now you're rejecting from it again. Yeah, I mean, let's see what the market structure is telling us. My guess, full-on downtrend, damn near. No, it's starting to shift back to the uptrend. The long-term charts are in a downtrend, but not bad, honestly. Not bad. It's kind of like moving back up a little bit. Here's what I would be doing. I would be saying, look, we got resistance here from your real first resistance. It's going to be right here at 124. But once you get through 133, I mean, you're going to come up to 152, and then past that, you're coming up into the high 160s potentially, like 160 to 167, okay? Now, ultimately, what do you need to uphold? This level right here where your 4-hour lows are, and that is 110, okay? You can still catch support right here at 114, but you're going to have to bang through these resistances right here. First and foremost, this one, secondarily that one. But once you get up above 133, my friend, like you're flying to the 150s basically, most likely. Okay. So that's Wingstop in a nutshell. So please take a look at Tesla. People are going to love this one. Yeah, I mean, this one should be pretty cut and dry too. Resistance right here, resistance, 369 to 375. Once you get through that, you're coming up to about 390. Once you get through that, you're literally coming to anywhere from 420 to $405. Tesla's got some serious upside here. Once you get up above that, resistance is right here, 440, right? So what do I want to see? Ultimately, I just want to see us uphold this support right here. Honestly, I want to see us uphold. Best case scenario, 339. Worst case scenario, I want to see us uphold 331. So 331 and 339, that's where your first like institutional levels are of support. And you can kind of see how it's happening right now. Like you created the order block and look what happened. It tagged right into it and now it's trying to push up, right? Look at what happened on that next one, right? Let it load. I'm getting too quick with the keys. Order block here, right? Tagged into it, massive pump, front ran this order block, right? Absolutely insane. I mean, just look how well this works. Tagged the order block, bang. 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 Pretty insane, right? So I would just be watching this one, which is right at about 370. Okay, that's what I'd be looking at on Tesla. Please show, analyze Alibaba. Alibaba. Look, dude, we're going to get through everything. We're going to get through everybody's assets by the look how fast I can run through this. Like when you see this on your chart, you're going to be able to run through it this fast as well. Like logically, where's your biggest level of resistance? Obviously right here and right here, right? It's that simple, right? Look at Alibaba. Look how well this works for Alibaba, right? Order blocks tagged just above it, right? Didn't quite get into it. Order block here, tagged into it. Order block here, tagged into it twice. Order block here, tagged into it, right? Boom. Damn, man. Damn. Now you're coming right back down to this order block, seeing if you can tag into it. Ultimately, where's your real support at? I don't necessarily really think this one's going to be support, just being honest with you. Only 253,000 in volume on it, though. So, I mean, you've got like, actually, this is probably going to be decent support. This is actually a really good trade setup, potentially. You got two good trade setups. You long at the top of this order block, you stop out outside of it. Why? Because once you get below 115, you're coming to about 113, period. Then you've got this order block set right here. You're stopping out outside of it. You've got another order block set down here, right? So ultimately, what do you want to do? I mean, you want to uphold 115, 116. If you don't uphold that, your next level of support's right at 113 to, I would say 113 to 109, so about $4 range. Once you get down below that, I would not be super surprised if you came all the way down here to about $92. And then obviously your first level of resistance, in my opinion, it's going to be right here, 120, call it 128 all the way through 132. And then even above that, you're going to receive resistance from 134 to 141. But once you get past that, I mean, you're coming anywhere in between the high 140s to the mid 150s, man. So yeah, I mean, that's Tesla in a nutshell. I would be looking for a more granular entry though. So I'd be going down to the 1 hour chart on this. And I'd be looking for my entries on the 1 hour chart. Micro strategy. I don't think we really need to do micro strategy. We're still going to do it because it's literally just going to follow Bitcoin. So I would just say, go watch Bitcoin. I'm not going to do SPCX hazardous. The reason is because we already did the S&P. Okay. So these are like MicroStrategy is Bitcoin adjacent. SPCX is S&P adjacent. I don't want to like waste time doing it. Because there's other assets that other people are asking for. But we'll do MicroStrategy for sure. So check it out. You got resistance right here from 127 to 131. Once you get there, You're coming to 137. Above that, above 137, dude, MicroStrategy's coming to the 150 to 165 range. Like, that's insane. Where's your support? Dude, I would want to uphold this market structure low right here, which is 118. Because if you don't, you're probably coming down to about 102, 106 to 103. Okay? That's MicroStrategy in a nutshell. Thanks, Drew. Hard work paying off. Appreciate you, man. Having your indicators is like owning a money printer. Yep, we talked about that. I appreciate you, Justin, dude. Seriously. He's killing it. In Q, we already charted that, by the way, Greg. We charted that a while back. Scroll through the rest. RKLB. I love Tesla. I love Tesla. RKLB, we can do that. And then we've got a couple of more that we can rocket through as well. So this is Rocket Lab. Actually, that's kind of funny. I just said rocket at the same time we're going to be doing this. SPX 6900, bro, I've already done S&P futures. Like, anything that's adjacent to what I've already done, I'm not going to do it because there's other assets that people are asking for. And I just want to make sure that we get through their assets because, again, you're just asking for a very specific contract, right? Of the S&P that we've already done analysis on. Okay, RKLB. Dude, you're coming into support right here, man. You got to uphold 64.75, okay? You're actually hitting the top end of that support right here at 68.88. So ultimately, I mean, you've got a massive level of support here, but you don't really want to break down below about $69 because if you do, you've got downside to about 65 bucks. You break that, you've got downside to about $58, okay? Now, where's your resistance? You're going to receive your first real resistance right here at about 79. And then once you get through 84, dude, you're coming up to like 94 bucks, okay? That's RKLB in a nutshell. And again, let's just talk about it, dude. Look how well this works. You create the order block and fair value gap right here. Guess what price does? Tags into it, catches the trend. This is the order block, and this is the first retest on that order block. My guess is you're probably going to get a push here. You're probably going to get a bounce. You're probably going to come up here somewhere in the realm of 75 to 70, right? Before you catch a rejection. Obviously, you got to watch your trends, man. You got to watch your trends. That's what this trend status box is all about right here. Okay. Hype. You want to see some Hyperliquid, dude. Hyperliquid, nuts, dude. Okay, so let's go Hyperliquid on Binance. Okay, so Hyperliquid, I'm pretty sure this is at all-time highs, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is going to be super easy on Hyperliquid, all right? I'm just going to go to the 1 hour chart. I'm going to show you where the supports are, and then I'm going to show you where the resistances are based on my proprietary things that only I know, okay? So ultimately, what do you want to see? I mean, you got to, like, there's not a lot of support here, to be honest with you. If you don't uphold 77.80 to $77 right here, you're probably going to come down right about here to $70.60. So that's like a 10% drop, right? That's like a 10% drop that you could see if you don't uphold this level. This could get nasty, right? If you don't uphold 77, probably coming down to about 70. Really, ultimate level of support right here at 68, you would want to see the uphold of that. This is where, again, the indicators always call the top. It called the bottom here. Multiple SFPs. Watch this. Bullish divergence, right? Bang. Pushed up. Very simple. Triangles inside of the box. What happened here? Price is going up. Look at this. Textbook bearish divergence, double SFP, perfect trade. And then guess what happened? You came down here, you dumped out, you set an order block, then you set another order block, let it zoom in. This is how well the indicators work. Not only is it called the top, but it also tells you once you get your bounce here, where are you going to reject, and then where are you going to go when you reject, and then where are you going to go whenever you, boom, blast back up. Okay, so here's where the resistance is going to be on Hyperliquid. Dude, I can't make this stuff up, okay? Watch this. You are gonna absolutely shit your pants. I called this out, dude. I literally called this exact level out. This was my deviation zone. The 12-hour highs and the old highs and then the old 4-hour lows were right here. It rejected immediately from deviation zone 1, came down, hit the range highs. Now it's trying to push up. Where's your next resistance going to be? Well, your first resistance is going to be right here, 83.60 to 86. And then you're going to receive resistance at about $96 all the way down to about 92 is where your resistance is going to start. Okay. Now let me explain what this is showing you. Okay. So whenever we get new all-time highs, I wait for it to retrace and then finally like kind of catch its bottom. And then I draw it from the high to the low. This is called my proprietary deviation zones. And this will be an indicator eventually. And then it tells me exactly where it is going to reject first, right? So what you're going to see is you'll see the rejection once you obviously break the highs. You see the first rejection right there. You then find support here. You push through this, and then you go to deviation zone 2 and hopefully use that as support and continue moving up. Now, here's the problem. If you don't use this as support, you push through this, you're probably going to be coming down to about here. Okay, that's usually what happens. Okay, so just watch out for that. What about Bloom Energy BE? This will be our last one, and we will go through it. Is Bloom Energy at all-time highs? Of course it is. Of course it is. No, it's not. Okay, cool. This is actionable. Okay, this is actionable. Again, Alpha Intelligence, always calling the top, always calling the top, always calling the top, always calling the bottoms. Dude, like, just absolutely insane, dude. Absolutely insane. Guarantee you there was bearish divergence here. Guarantee you there was bearish divergence here. Guarantee you there was a bearish divergence here. Insane, dude. So let's zoom out. I'll show you where your resistance and supports are. So you've actually got pretty massive resistance here, all the way up to about 235. So you're in some serious trouble here, right? You're stuck inside of a support level. And then immediately, as soon as you get out of the support level, you've got resistance all the way up to 235. Now, ultimately, if you want to keep moving up, what are you going to do? You got to uphold 162, okay? Past that, you're coming down into the 150, right? You're coming down to 150. Now, the one thing I will say is if you can get through this, right, which this has, pretty decent amount of volume on it, and this one has double the volume on it. So you'll probably get through this. You'll get a rejection here about 231. Once you get through 234, you're coming up to about 265 to 270 on Bloom Energy, man. And I mean, look how well this works, dude. Like, again, you came down into this order block, you blasted, right? You created this order block right here with the fair value gap all the way up to there, came down into it, blasted, came down into it, blasted. You're coming down into it again. You're catching a bid, right? So ultimately, that's what I would be looking for on Bloom Energy right now. Pretty insane to see how well these things work. I love doing this because I love seeing them work on other assets. Dude, it is so crazy to see how well these things work across all markets. Like, nobody has given me a Forex pair yet. Maybe tomorrow, dude, go find me a Forex pair to do it on. Like a weird one, like Australian dollar to Canadian dollar or something like that. And I'll show you. And obviously don't do that, because don't do the Australian Canadian dollar now, because I gave that one to you. So people will be like, oh, you paying for it. No, I want to be on the spot. I want you guys to get the TA on the things that you want to get the TA on. If you want to use the indicators, man, you're more than welcome to. Click the link in the description. You can get them for $7 for 7 days. There's been so many people that have hit me up and like, dude, I've already made $1,000 in my first 7 days. That's not a guarantee telling you that you're going to make $1,000 in your first 7 days. It's just telling you what the possibility is, because as soon as you come in, I also train you on exactly how to use the indicators. I'm not just giving you the lighter. I'm showing you how to work it and how to light your cigar with it, okay? So in any case, go ignite your portfolio. Go set that thing on fire, dude. Go supercharge that bad boy with the indicators. And if you don't want to use the indicators, don't. That's fine. You don't have to, man. Nobody's forcing you to. I don't have a gun. Look, there's no gun under there, right? So do whatever you want to do. But like I said, you can try them for $7. And they're only $59 a month after that. And if you can't make $59 off of it, like within your first, month of trading, like I have no idea what you're doing, because we're literally training you on how to do it. So like I said, if you don't want to use the indicators, don't. Show up to the streams, man. Comment, like, subscribe. Give me assets to look at. And, just, dude, give me a like on the video, man. That's all I ask for. Other than that, I will see you all soon. Everybody have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.